My name is Bill Haley, and this is for the Facebook page called Competitive Family Law. Now, I will be putting it onto all of my social media, but the Facebook page is where I want to do most of my discussion about this issue. So we're going to have competitive family law, so it's not monopolized per city or per state, but you're going to be able to do it the way you want to do it. You're going to have private family law organizations. It's all on bullet points, so let me get through it, and then I'll try to discuss most of the issues. Try to target 10 to 15, maybe up to 20 minutes, but then I'll go back and really have an explanation on each of the issues. Okay, Facebook page is where I want to have most of the discussion, and you can find it at Competitive Family Law, but you can also go in on the myhaley2024.org my site, website, and you can find everything there, and find my social media, or you can just stay on the website. Select your family law competitive governance from liberal to conservative. And there's a lot more than liberal and conservative. There'll be about a dozen to choose from. So you choose the one that fits your preferences. Looking at all the ratings, looking at the results. You might be 20, 21, 22 years old. Let's say you get married at 23, 24. And you and your spouse or prospective spouse, you can choose one together. Now, a married couple will have to choose one together. Family will have to be together to a large degree. And obviously, once you don't have to stay with yours, once you hit 18, 21 or whatever, you don't have to stay with your parents. You go out on your own. But you and your elderly parents might have to be together. So there's a lot of issues there. Okay, stop the endless fights between the left and the rights in every state legislative session. In every state legislative session, there's big fights over family law issues, whether it's how you deal with no-fault divorce or children's custody, or just a lot of issues surrounding family law. So there's endless fights from the left and the right, and this will put a stop to it to a large degree. There'll be some still fights, but it'll be limited to a large degree. And I'll explain why there's some limited. Okay, every state's legislative session is roiled in fights regarding family law proposed laws. The monopoly control is at the root of the problem. So that is the big problem, is the monopoly control. The social conservative and the liberals fight over no-fault divorce, alimony, rules regarding children after divorce. The issues are numerous, so that's just couple big categories. In the early 2020s, there is large legislative fights surrounding the transgender care and parental rights. So you pick the ones that you want to go with. So that fight doesn't need to continue every legislative season. You pick the one that you want to go with. The left, right, middle, and several other factions have major concerns and a strong desire to mold family law in their fashion. So some people want it based off of their religion, and some people want religion far away from it. So you pick the one that you want. So if you can pick the one steeped in religious values, or you can pick the one steeped in secular values and with religion totally out of it. So you get to pick. Religious beliefs and even the desire to avoid religious beliefs play a major role in the desired family law regulations. And every family must select their family law regulatory organizations, and there will be certain rules surrounding certain people have to be in the same ones. For example, minor kids and their parents, the husband and the wife, they have to be in the same one. And eventually, maybe the elder for elder care and elder neglect and the like, they can have cooperations if they want to be in different ones. Sometimes they might have to switch if that's significantly involved. Okay, members elect their regulatory organization leadership, so it's highly important. You pick your organization, then everybody who picked that organization, one of roughly 12, they will elect their leaders. So you pick one that best matches your philosophy, then you elect leaders within that grouping to better narrow down who your leaders are, legislative, executive, and judicial, by the way, to narrow that down and do that. Regulatory organizations only regulate their members. So every organization only regulates theirs. So when there's a divorce or marriage or custody battles or whatever the case may be with family law, you only go to your organization. And they have a judicial department, they have an executive department, they have a legislative department. So you go to their courts and the laws and regulations that they made, that you joined. Now, if you don't like it, well, that would give fair warning to other people down the line. Don't go with that one. But if you have good turnout or good results, you'll have that. Members pay the fees of their regulatory organization, like everybody should. You pay the fees for the people that regulate you, your organization, because it's going to be semi-private, semi-governmental. It is official government, but it's a government only over you, so it's private in that sense. So and it's government in some sense. So it's a combination, but it is a competitive governance, is what it is. The idea allows many liberals to be governed within liberal family regulations and conservatives to be governed by conservative family regulations. Some people want to have what they call covenant marriages, and other people want to have no-fault divorce. So covenant marriage is going to be much more difficult to get out of, where no-fault divorce is quickly to get out of. Broken families are harmful to society at large, but hopefully people will see that if you have no-fault divorces and the like, you're going to have some issues there. Just gather with 5% of your fellow citizens and create your own family law organization. Obviously, there's going to be many, couple major, to begin with, there's going to be 2 or 3 major organizations that are out there, and they're going to have to split, multiply, and have a little bit different philosophies per major organization, until you get down to where the biggest one is 20%. So I just have a low rate, 5% of the citizens, on the high rate, 20% of the citizens. So as long as it's underneath that 20%. If you have 20% or 25% that want to be in the same organization, just split that one in two with identical or very nearly identical regulations, and then you could do it. Obviously, there's going to be splits. Even if you have a group of 25% of the a group consisting of 25% of the citizens, there's still going to be disagreements. So narrow it down even further when you split that up. Okay, a lot more to be seen. Oh, let me just tell you, I didn't write it on the PowerPoint. The rating system is going to come in very, very handy on this. It's going to give you a ratings based off a lot of issues, competitive rating agencies. So 12 different perspectives of how each one's doing. Some people might like a lot of divorce. Some people might like a lot of intact marriages. Obviously, that's 2 totally different type of things. So, but you're going to have a lot of different perspectives. Mandate to debate those issues, have good statistics on everything. So it'll be a much better system. You can find everything at Haley2024.org. Go to my Facebook page and look for competitive family law. And until the next video.